Tired of your old kitchen or bathroom? Upgrade to the home of your dreams with Manny and Courtney from CMK Construction. CMK Construction is Tampa's award-winning kitchen and bath leader for over 20 years. Right now, save $3,000 on a new kitchen and $2,000 on a new bathroom. And take advantage of our no money down and no interest financing until 2026. Imagine, design, build.
Streaming from the Tampa Bay 28 Weather Center in Studio A. This is Denis Phillips Live. Brought to you by CMK Construction, crafting Tampa's most exquisite bathrooms and kitchens.
How you doing, everybody? It's a Friday night edition of Denis Phillips Live. It's funny. So our production crew comes in, do a stellar job as always. And one of our production folks, Stokes, just walked in and he's just talking to me about the Bucks game and, you know, and this and that. I'm like, you know, I'm on TV right now. He's, oh, no, I forgot. We do have this little TV show that's called Denis Phillips Live. It's been on for I don't know how many years, but we are now on broadcast TV. And tonight we are on the spot because the bolts are off. We have got a lot of stuff to talk about. So if you're watching on the spot, appreciate it. Best of both situations is if you watch on the spot while following along on social, because that way you can read. Look, there's always drama on social. So if you're, you know, if you just want to hang back and sit back and listen to a little bit of weather from time to time in this 30 minutes, then the spot is a great place to be. Because as you may have heard once or twice, we are now the official broadcast home of the Tampa Bay Lightning. You may have heard that. And we are so pleased to be that broadcast partner. But I want to show you something. And this is a first, all right? So we're going to do some hellos on our social in just a minute. We're going to talk about a big meteor shower. We're going to talk to the folks at MOSI coming up in a little bit about the Geminid meteor showers. We're going to talk about another front on the way. We're going to talk about our hot chocolate fundraiser. I'm seeing a lot of folks looking for the best Christmas lights out and about this weekend and next weekend. We're going to touch on that. But before we do, I want to show you something. So February 1st, the Bolts are taking part in the Stadium Series. The game is going to be held right across the street over at Ray J. And how they are going to get ice on that field and keep it there, it's going to be interesting, especially if we're at 75, 80 degrees. But I believe they have the technology. And we've talked about this a little bit. So we are literally right across the street from Ray J, right across the street from where that Stadium Series is going to go. I can't imagine us not having some tailgates here, right? So for those folks who are planning on going to the game, this is not official. I'm not speaking for the station. I cannot do that. But it seems to me we might want to have some kind of a little tailgate, something going on, because it's going to be a blast. And the reason I'm bringing this up is I'm going to show you this. You guys know I'm a fan of hoodies. Check this out. This is the official hoodie for the Tailgate Series from the Bolts. Is that not awesome? Is that not awesome? Well, I'm going to go one. Stokes is over there nodding in approval. He agree. You think it's awesome, don't you? It is. It's fire, he said. You think that's good? Check this out. This is the official. Yeah, I hear him going, oh, check this out. Here is the jersey. And what's even better, check out the back. How about it? How about Stokes like, ooh, ah. So this is sweet. So you've got the lightning bolts in the front. You've got the sky blue color, right? And then the lightning bolts on the back. So this is really, really sweet. So, or as Stokes says, is fire. As my kids say, it's fire. So that is amazing. And I know that is available now because the Bullets were talking about it yesterday. So there you go. Okay. So anyway, that is available over at Benchmark International, and I'm sure other places as well. But I think we got to get together. We got to figure out for the DPL folks watching, whether you're watching on the spot or whether you're watching on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or we're streaming or direct, we're everywhere. So wherever you're watching, we need to work something out to have kind of a get together, because I don't have tickets to the game or anything. I mean, I know they're on sale, I'm assuming. Maybe they're sold out, I don't think so. But it's an outdoor hockey game over at Ray J, taking on the Bees, taking on Boston Bruins. So that's going to be a blast. So we're going to have to talk about that. But before we do that, let's do some hellos. Jules, how goes it? No. Jules is going to the Sean Cassidy concert at 8 o'clock. Sean Cassidy, for those who know, and the fact that didn't he sing Da Do Run Run or something like that back in the 70s or in the 80s, probably the 70s. So Sean Cassidy was David Cassidy's how do I know this? I'm going to ban myself. So I believe Sean Cassidy was David Cassidy's brother. David Cassidy was the lead singer in the Partridge Family, which you may or may not. If you're my age, you kind of know who the Partridge Family is. Actually, if you're my kids, you know who the Partridge Family is, because I used to make them watch it. But anyway, so apparently Sean Cassidy is in Clearwater. And so is Stephen, by the way. Stephen in Clearwater, how you doing? Joel, good to see you. Alex is here. Alex, my friend. Boy, I've not seen you in forever. Alex in Ohio is here. Hernando's here. Terry, Denise, good to see you. We've got Hia from Colorado Springs via Sarasota. Good to see you. Randy in Brooksville. David talking about the Bucks game. Yeah, it was a tough one. Mark, how you doing? Good to see you. We've got Ryan, as always. Mary in Cincinnati. The other Mary, hashtag squirrel, hashtag chit chat. Mary, you know, that's me. That's what I do. We've got David in Hudson. So, yeah, we've got lots and lots of folks here, as always. So let's talk about some weather. So Sean Cassidy was David Cassidy's brother. That's what I thought. So we've got Tierra Verde's in the house with Katie. And so we've got Port Richey's in the house with Steven. So we lots and lots of folks. Let's do a little bit of weather. All right, we're going to jump into a little bit of weather. And then we are going to talk about all the festivities and all the things that are going on this weekend, whether it is meteor showers, whether it is hot chocolate. Laura says, see you at Hot Chocolate tomorrow night. We're going to have to talk about that because that is going to be good. Now, come on. Now, fence, no spamming. I'm not going to ban you, but no spamming. It actually spammed itself. It hid the comment itself. No spamming. All right. But I'm in a Christmas state of mind, so I'm not going to be doing any buzzers unless it's just blatant. So outside right now, we are mostly sunny. No, we're not mostly sunny now. We're mostly clear. We were mostly sunny most of the day. And how you doing, Emily? Good to see you as always. So lower 50s, Crystal River, 52 right now in Brooksville, 60 Newport Richey. It's going to be another very cold night, just not quite as cold as this morning when we dropped into the 30s. Check it out. We hit 33 in Brooksville, 38 in Zephyr Hills, upper 40s in Tampa, upper 50s in St. Pete. And then we warmed up to the low to mid 70s. Tomorrow, we're going to be closer to 80 degrees. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and look at that 7-day for you. All right? 78 on Saturday, mostly sunny. Maybe a shower overnight Sunday night into first thing Monday as a front comes through. That front is going to bring us. How you doing, Steve? Good to see you. So Monday, the winds pick up, and there's going to be a huge contrast in terms of winds from areas just to our north and on top of us. I think Tallahassee drops into the 20s. And yet we're going to be right on the fringe of that. All right, so 68 the high on Monday, And then Tuesday, we're back in the mid-70s. Wednesday, we're back in the upper 70s. Thursday and Friday, we are back to around 80 degrees. And I suspect that we are going to be in the 80s right through Christmas Day. Cindy in Beverly Hills, how you doing? That would be Beverly Hills in Citrus County, not out west, I'm assuming. Emily's ready for hot chocolate. So we're going to talk a lot about hot chocolate. We're going to talk a lot about Christmas decorations. But when we come back, we're going to talk to McKenna at MOSI, and she's going to tell you where the best place to look outside of up for the Geminid meteor showers, which are going on this weekend and supposed to be one of the most spectacular and the best meteor showers of the year. So stick around. We'll be talking about that in 90 seconds as DPL continues. Okay, so McKenna is here. I see her. I'm going to go ahead and take McKenna right here. So we are still live on Facebook as well as streaming, but we are not on TV right this second. We have a minute 18. How you doing, McKenna?
Good. How are you?
Oh, wait a minute. I'm not hearing McKenna. Wait a minute. Maybe that's because my it's not you. It's me. See, I got this little IFB thing that always gets unhooked. McKenna, for a split second, she's like, oh, no. What's wrong? Now I hear her. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Now, you may remember McKenna. McKenna was here when we were talking about the Northern Lights / Aurora Borealis, correct?
Yes.
So I never saw it. I know some people did. I got some pictures from Tarpon Springs and Dunedin at the Causeway who did have a chance to see it, but I did not luck out for that. But so coming up in 35 seconds, we're going to be talking about the Geminid meteor showers. So that's going to be kind of fun. And remind folks, well, we'll wait because we're not on TV right this second. We're 25 seconds out. So when we come out, we'll reintroduce you and we'll talk about the meteor shower, and the weather looks like it's going to be good. So how you been lately?
Doing pretty good. We're real busy over at MOSI. Got a whole bunch of holiday events coming up.
Ooh, well, we'll mention that too. We're back in 10. So here we go. We'll come back from the break and we'll go over all that. All right, we are back in 3, 2. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Denis Phillips Live. So we're obviously talking a lot about the weather, talking a lot about Christmas decorations, but right now we are going to talk with McKenna Wood, who is the Grand Poobah over at the planetarium over at MOSI. Is that kind of an accurate description, or maybe do you have an official title we should share?
I have an official title, but that one's fun too. I'm the planetarium director of the Saunders Planetarium over at MOSI.
It's awesome. So if you're not familiar with the planetarium, I want you to think back into middle school or high school. I remember we had one in my middle school, and it was awesome because you'd get to see all the stars, the constellations, and every now and again, you'd get to see something spectacular like what you're saying we might get to see this weekend. So do tell.
Yeah, so this weekend is the peak of the Geminids meteor shower, which is the most intense meteor shower of the year. So that means the most meteors. It's going to be peaking over the 13th, the night of the 13th and the 14th. So those are going to be your best chances to see it, although it continues through a bunch of the rest of the month as well. But this weekend at peak, there's going to be up to 2 or even 3 meteors per minute, which is the most there is of any shower all year.
Now, I would tell you, many times I have gone out to the Dunedin Causeway where it's dark and really dark away from city lights because, you know, if you're lucky, even if you're not in a dark spot, if you look up, you might be able to see a meteor during a meteor shower, but it's much easier to see them when it's super dark out. And I'll stay out there, and I've looked for the, the Perseid, and I'm actually kind of a meteor shower guy. And sometimes it's frustrating because you'll sit out there for an hour and you might see 1 or 2, you might not see any. So how would you tell the folks is the best way to maximize their chances of seeing some of these meteors, and in what direction and in what time?
Yeah, so you're going to want to go out, and to get the best, darkest skies, you're going to want to go out before the moon rises. But that's really easy right now that we've got a great moon phase for this as well. So really anytime before midnight is going to be good. And you're going to want to look towards the east. The sort of center of this meteor shower is the constellation Gemini. That's why it's called the Geminids. You don't want to look directly at Gemini, though, sort of in the region around it. So pretty much the whole eastern sky. And the darker skies you can get, the better. That's going to give you chances to see more meteors. But, you know, even if you can't get too far outside of Tampa, it's worth a shot to look up this weekend because it is pretty much the best time all year to look for those meteors.
And isn't it usually the best time after midnight, like between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. kind of thing, or is that different with this one?
Usually that's going to be often meteor showers are like sort of towards the early morning, but in this particular case, because the moon is rising a little bit after midnight, the skies are going to be darker before midnight. So if you go out like right around midnight, right before the moon rises, that'll be the darkest skies, which will let you get the best view.
Okay. And, you know, people, I think, when they hear meteors, they think of Armageddon with Bruce Willis and, you know, the asteroids and the giant meteors and Deep Impact and whatnot. But these meteors that typically that we see, aren't they usually pretty much the size of a grain of sand?
Yeah, these are really small. For some of the meteor showers, it's possible that you can get bigger ones, but for this, they're usually really small and they're going to burn up all the way through before they get anywhere near the ground, which gives us those really cool long streaks of light that we get to see in the sky.
Okay. So again, tomorrow night, you're saying would be the peak. Tomorrow night, between maybe 10 o'clock and midnight might be the best time to look up?
Yeah, that'll probably be your best chance. And I think we're going to have clear skies too, although you might know more about that.
I think we are. Yeah, I think we're looking good. So you also mentioned briefly there's some cool stuff going on in MOSI right now as well. Yes, do tell.
Yeah, so we have a whole bunch of holiday events coming up. Tomorrow night, we have our Santa's Scientific Workshop, which is going to be really fun. We also have a bunch of full dome shows going on, talking about different sort of science and sort of aspects there. So we've got a whole bunch of those happening pretty much every weekend night. We've got a laser music show coming up next Friday to show off our holiday laser music show. So all sorts of really fun holiday events happening at MOSI over the next couple of weeks.
Awesome. Well, it was great because we talked last time about the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights, and I even said to him, like, look, if you got something cool, reach out to us and let us know. You did this week. We appreciate it. And if you see anything else interesting or something that you think is going to be cool for our viewers to look for, please reach out at all times. We really appreciate it, McKenna.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You have a great night and a great weekend and good meteor watching.
You too. Clear skies.
Take care. All right, bye. So there you go, guys. That's great. I love that she reached out to talk a little bit about what can expect this weekend, and I do think the weather is going to be good. It's going to be good for a lot of things, including checking out Christmas lights. When we come back from this next break, we're going to talk more about our fundraiser we got coming up this weekend in my neighborhood, as well as a big chill for part of the country, and we're going to talk about potential snowfall for travelers. There's been a lot of talk about a lot of hot weather through Christmas, and I think that's the case. But maybe shortly thereafter, things could be changing again. So we'll talk all about that in 90 seconds as Denis Phillips Live continues. Dang, this show is actually working, right? It's like we're hitting the brakes on time. We got ourselves an interview. It was clean. I'm not showing any freezing. What in the world is going on here? I don't even know. I'm not used to having things working technically because I just jinxed myself, and I have no doubt in my mind at any point we will freeze. So, but anyway, when we come back, so the folks who are asking, I will be posting, look, the one thing I want to stress, and I'm going to say this again and again and again. Oh, we're coming back. We're back for Denis Phillips Live, but there's a quick break. And we are talking about what's coming up this weekend. I hope you have lots of fun things planned. I'm getting a million messages on socials asking where people can see the best Christmas lights, how the weather's going to be. Well, for anybody who knows me, you know our family has been doing a hot chocolate fundraiser for years on end. And luckily, most of the folks in my neighborhood have been really gracious enough to tolerate the 3.5 hours where the traffic is crazy. We're only doing it one time this year, and that's tomorrow night. So here's my suggestion. If you want to come to, and it's Indian Trails in Palm Harbor. You can Google it, Indian Trails, right? If you want to avoid the traffic, come any other night. Weekends are always crazy. Christmas Eve is nuts with the luminaries. But if you want to avoid the traffic and just drive through the neighborhood at your pace or your leisure, weekdays are the best day to come. But if you wanted to happen to come by tomorrow and tackle the chaos, which it often is, we have Pinellas County sheriffs out there helping out with the traffic on Alderman, and they'll have people do a U-turn to get in the neighborhood, not to cut across traffic. But at the end of the day, I suggest strongly for folks to park outside the neighborhood and walk it. I cannot say that strongly enough. It avoids traffic. There's no parking on the streets in the neighborhood. So we beg you to park outside the neighborhood and walk it for a number of reasons. One, it's just way better. There are so many new families in this neighborhood that have gone above and beyond. Really, Jason's walking by. Is there something wrong?
Just want to check the counter.
Check what?
Check your commercial counter.
Oh, boy. See, just when I said.
You came back a little early.
I thought I came back early.
You were you're about 30 seconds late.
Yeah. Well, I was when it was on zero.
Okay.
So, what'd I tell you? The minute something happens, look at Jason's checking something. He's looking at it. It looks right.
It looks pretty close, yeah.
I don't know. All right, whatever. Anyway, what I was saying, traffic is, anytime Jason comes back like this, I'm like, oh, man. Either one, I did something wrong. No, I did something wrong. That's almost always what it is. In this case, I don't think I did. But I did jinx it, so. Anyway, point is, park outside the neighborhood if you can, walk it. You have a chance to look at all the, I don't know how many people decorated this year, but I think more than ever before, and they're really spectacular. Like the new families and the young kids, and it's just, I don't know. With me, it's all about family traditions. And there have been people coming to these neighborhoods for 30, 40 years, and when I hear somebody say, I've only been there 12, and when I hear somebody come in and say, oh, I came as a kid, now I bring my kids, it's the greatest thing. Matter of fact, there is a website out there right now, and it is called the Holiday Atlas. All right, the Holiday Atlas. If you're looking for some great Christmas lights to come look at, go to theholidaятlas.com. In fact, I'll show you. You can go to the page. This is their homepage, right? And you pick where you want to go. You find the Tampa Bay area, Lakeland area, Orlando, Southern Florida. You click on Tampa Bay area. If you're local, you can look at residential, commercial, boat parades, or community events. This is residential. And sure enough, in my neighborhood, you go to Palm Harbor, and there we go. You have some homes in the neighborhood. This is my house right here, and they confirm whether they've done it for this year. So if you're looking to go to some really great houses for the next couple of weeks, I think it's a great site that seems to be updated pretty regularly. It's theholidaятlas.com, and it will tell you maybe the best place, and apparently there's an app too, because that keeps coming up as well. So, but anyway, like I was saying, proceeds benefit Children's Miracle Network and Feeding Tampa Bay for our hot chocolate. We do hot chocolate. Nothing Bundt Cakes has donated some buntinis, about 10 dozen buntinis that we're going to have out there, popcorn. But more than anything, it's just people walking the neighborhood and looking at all the lights, because there are so many families that put so much time into that. And with that being said, walking it, it's just less stressful. It's beautiful weather. And driving it, there's going to be a lot of cars. I cannot tell you how many cars there will be. We try to keep traffic moving. I live in a little court, not a court, but a little turn. So we have people who want hot chocolate go to the right. Other people who don't want to go to the left, and it kind of keeps moving. But bottom line, if you can park outside the neighborhood, I strongly encourage you to do it. It's a great time, and the weather is going to be perfect. All right, so we're going to hit one more commercial break. Then we're going to take a look at the travel weather conditions and where it might be snowing up until Christmas. That's as Denis Phillips Live continues. So I don't know why that break, it looks like it's running like it's supposed to be. So I don't know. All right, so we're going to, now let's go ahead and look at some of our forecast numbers on the last segment, all right? What is my favorite Christmas song? You know what, Ryan? I don't think I have a favorite Christmas song. I've got so many that I love. I love Mercy Me's version of Silent Night. Is it not working again?
I'm just double checking.
See, Jason walks in again, and I freak out because I'm like, oh, boy, it can't be good news. It's counting down. Oh, and we're back down to zero.
See, you should still have 48 seconds.
So there's something wrong with that clock. Oh, no, it's 44. Oh, no, look, it's going crazy. It just blinked. Now it's at 40, but I saw it go down to 0 a second ago.
It's back on time.
Really strange. Well, maybe I looked at it when it was 0.
You
and I went, but then it clicked in and picked back up in a minute. Anyway, we're back on in 29 seconds. Is Cruise Mike in the lookalike running? Mike, how you doing, Cruise Mike? Yeah, that's going on today. There's apparently a Denis Phillips lookalike contest in St. Pete. I didn't know about it. I was scrolling through my Facebook feed and I saw it today. I'm like, really? But I couldn't make it. Yeah, I definitely like Mercy Me's version of Silent Night. I like Andy Williams. I mean, I like all the old school stuff. I like the Carpenters, Merry Christmas, Darling. All right, we are back in our final segment of Denis Phillips Live. We were sitting here talking about our favorite Christmas songs. Me, I love Mercy Me's version of Silent Night. I also love, you know, all the Andy Williams stuff. I like Whitney Houston's versions of Do You Hear What I Hear? I like the Carpenters' Merry Christmas, Darling. I like them all. I mean, I do. I really do. So, all right. So let's look at, real quick, let's take a look at what we got going over the next week or two. All right. This is a look at our weather here for the next couple of weeks. Saturday, 74. Sunday, 74. Actually, I think it might be closer to 80. We do cool off on Monday with a high of 66. But look at next week up until Christmas. This takes us through the 26th, highs each day in the mid to upper 70s. So look, if you have dreams of cold and everything, yeah. If you have those dreams, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All right, so there's a look at, let's go ahead and look at temperatures. So I'm reading this. Somebody's saying, you're hearing commercials. I can hear you, but a commercial is playing. Was that on TV or what? Whatever? I don't know. We'll worry about it later. All right. So here's a look at tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., 40s and 50s. About 5 degrees warmer than we were today. All right. Let's look at Sunday morning, 50s across most of the area. But look at Monday morning. Look at those pink colors of 20s coming into the Panhandle. But look where they stop, right around Levy County. All right, so the coldest air stays to the north. And then look at Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning, 8 a.m., again, Panhandle around freezing, 40s and low 50s for the rest of the area. And from there, we warm up. 50s on Wednesday, 50s pretty much right through Christmas, with afternoon highs up around 80. Here's Saturday morning. Here's Sunday morning. This is the GFS. There's that cold air. Look at that 540 line across the deep south. Makes it, but instead of it digging south, it kind of digs southeast. It makes it to South Carolina and then starts to lift north. And then high pressure keeps us very warm. Another big cold snap next weekend for the Northeast, but just for the Northeast. And for our area, we just do not see any cold weather at all right through Christmas. You look at the Euro, it kind of shows the same thing. Here's Sunday morning, here's Monday morning, Tuesday morning. You see no blue lines at all, right? That 540 line's all the way up in Canada. Then you got a storm digging in about next Thursday or Friday. Makes it to the Appalachians, but nowhere near the Deep South. Big storm in the Pacific Northwest. But we stay warm, guys. We stay warm. What about snow? All right, let's look at snow. Here is through Saturday. Here is through Sunday. Here is through Monday. A little bit of a clipper with some light snow from the Jersey Shore, an inch or two to the Delmarva. Up through Boston. But other than that, nothing new. Now, on the 19th, some snow across the UP of Michigan, but the East Coast, maybe some snow coming in around Christmas Eve. That is a possibility. A little bit too early to tell. All right, so guys, we're going to be live at Thunder Alley on Monday. When the Bolts take on the Panthers, our newscast will be live, I will be live, and DPL will also be live on Monday. Have a great night. Thanks for watching us on the spot. Hope to see you this weekend at our hot chocolate fundraiser. If not, have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday on DPL. Okay, so we are off broadcast. Off broadcast. So I'm not sure. And we're off streaming as well, correct, Jason? We go off broadcast and streaming?
OTT, yeah.
Yeah.
We're good, but you're still on your socials.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, guys, I think that's it. Let me quickly go back and show you the snow. We kind of blew through that fast because we had guests and we had all sorts of stuff, which was fun. So let's look at the Northeast, because that might even be a little bit, yeah, let's look at the Northeast for our snow totals, because that's where a lot of us care about. All right, there is Saturday. There is Sunday. An inch or two of snow. There's Monday. Maybe Cape Cod, 3 or 4 inches of snow. There's Tuesday. Got some new snows falling, lake effect. See those around Buffalo? See the lake effect? But nothing new in the I-95 corridor until potentially, I mean, that's right around Christmas Eve. You know, it's 2 weeks out, so it's not worth anything. But yowza, look at the euro. Look at the euro total snow by Christmas. Yikes. So again, 2 weeks out, let's be honest, the accuracy, even of the euro, is just not there. But if you are hoping for a white Christmas, oh my, that is certainly something that the euro is showing at least a possibility of it, right? Let's go ahead and look at this and see it. Yeah, well, there it is. Yeah, that's what it's looking at. So you got a coastal storm the euro is trying to develop with some decent snowfall. That is literally, well, that's the 26th. That's the 26th. That's the day after Christmas. So we will see. We will see. All right, guys. So I think that's about it. Again, as always, I appreciate y'all coming by. Thank you for the lightning for that awesome hoodie and the jersey. Those are available, and that February 1st is the Stadium Series game right across the street over at Ray J, taking on the Boston Bruins. I am really interested to see how that's going to work if it's 80 degrees out. And I know they have the technology. I've talked to the folks. They don't care how warm it is per se. They said it has more to do with other factors that come into play. But my, that's going to be interesting, right? So you guys have, wait a minute, when do we need a video of it? Oh, driving through. Yeah, so the problem with showing videos is that there's music on my house, and Facebook will cut off that music. It's what it does. So if anybody wants to take a video through the neighborhood, Ryan next week is going to do a golf cart tour for us live on DPL of the whole neighborhood. So if you can't make it this weekend, Ryan will be around to give you a play-by-play as well, which would be entertaining, because if you remember last year, we had a llama, and that started the phrase llama down. So kind of went from there. So you guys have a great night. If I don't see you tomorrow, we will see you on Monday, hopefully, on our next edition of Denis Phillips Live. Have a great night.